this lesson, we are going to focus on the video drive. So we dug into this quite a bit in the getting started video, our last lesson. And you can see that the videos I uploaded at that time, they're all stable now. I am in thumbnail view. I'm going to switch to list view. We're going to do a couple things here in both these views. But I can't overemphasize when you have a simple interface like this, how much easier it makes your life. Now, first things first, when we did upload those videos, while they're processing, they only have a couple options. Now you can see when you click on these three buttons, whether you do it over here on the right in list view, or if you do it in thumbnail view and you click over here, you got all these options, right? So let's go to list view. I just kind of like list view. Customize video player, that will do the same thing as clicking on the name here. You're going to go right into edit mode for that video player. And we're going to do that in the next video. But for now, we just want to look at the options here. You can rename it, right? So, you know, it's very simple to rename here. It's also simple to rename it on your computer before you upload it, because you can see I brought these up and they were already named the way I wanted them to be named. And by the way, we'll get to this later, but I like to have some kind of acronym that stands for that. In this case, it's Offerman, my course Offerman, and then I like to number them. And I always put a 0 before the first 9 digits, because otherwise you start 1 sits with 10 and then 2 sits with the 20s. So I just like to have a 2-digit number starting with the 0 up until we get to 10, and that keeps everything in order. And that's across ToobFlow, that's on my computer, everywhere that I keep any kind of files. That's my organization system. So I can see things listed in the order I want them to be. But that's up to you. Now, what we can also do here is we can move this file to a folder. We can download it, so it's a great place to store these, but if you want to download them to another computer or something else, back them up if you haven't done that yet, you can do that. You can replace the video, so you can actually upload a new one in its place, and that will replace it wherever it's embedded in other systems or links and so forth. It'll just replace it in place. You won't have to change anything else. We're not going to go into that, that's pretty simple, but we won't go into that here. You can see the analytics on that video. We're going to talk about analytics later. We can see collected emails, any showcases, and then these were the two. While you're uploading the video, you saw that these two were available. That's because as soon as you start uploading, it creates a unique link and a unique embed code that you can already start putting in other places. So a lot of times I will do that and just get started embedding it before I finish customizing the video in here. Okay, so, you know, for instance, I'm on this welcome video here. I'm going to move it. I want to move it to my Offerman folder. And it's a course, so I'm going to move it to the course folder. Click move. You can see it disappeared. This is from my main root drive here in ToobFlow. But now if I go to Offerman, I put it in the courses folder. Here it is. And so it keeps things nice and neat, and I would do that too. You can just simply drag and drop into a folder. Now that one just dragged into the root Offerman folder. I might have to come in here and say, okay, well that's part of the course. I'm going to do that here. So you can do that. You can select here and move it, or select a group, or select all and move them, right? So I'm going to move one item. Let's say this is a sales video. I'm going to move it to sales, and you can see it's in my sales folder now. This keeps things nice and neat. You're not scrolling through hundreds of videos down here trying to get to the one you want. Now, if we're in thumbnail view, same thing. You can right-click and move it, or you can check the box right here and move it, and we'll say that this one's a sales video as well, and we'll move it here. Okay? Now, when I come in here, you can see, and what it does, by the way, you can see this just says a blank thing because there's no videos in this root folder. They're all in subfolders. But the subfolders put thumbnails of the videos that are in there. So sometimes if, you know, I may not be able to tell these thumbnails apart, but that can be very handy to do and use. Last thing I want to do here is I'm going to create another folder. Let's get back to my preferred list view. And as you know, I like to number them. So for instance, we're going to just move this stuff around, but I'm going to say 99 video thumbnails and placeholders. That's kind of a long folder name, but for now we're going to call it that. Okay. Now the numbers come before this, but what happened? I'm going to create a one. We're just going to call this courses. All right. And we're going to put Offerman in courses. And that's how I keep things. So I might create I have one I know, I don't remember the exact order in my, but we'll be showing you that in a later lesson. Webinars. I've got one that's like 03 summits. So all my virtual summits, tons of stuff in there. We'll show you that later. But this is how I keep things organized. And then I might drag some videos here, but it's only kind of a temporary till I file them away. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in the ToobFlow logo video. Let's see if I can get that here. And this is just a short 5-second video that I play before all these. You've seen it at the beginning of this lesson, right? The ToobFlow video logo. So it's a little animated logo with some music, fancy stuff. And the other thing I'm going to grab, if I can, let's see if I can find it here. I'm off screen. I've got a little video that's, I call it's a coming soon placeholder. I'm going to drag that here too. And we'll show you those a little bit later. But for instance, this is just my logo, right? I'm not going to play that as a video with audio, but I'm going to use that as a video thumbnail later in a later lesson. So, and then here's the other thing I do. I've got this coming soon placeholder. This is a 5-second, no sound video that just says coming soon, but it allows me to embed a video in my pages as I'm building it. And this comes in handy if I'm creating a course live and I've got like 4 course live sessions and I've done the first one, this 2 through 3, I want them all set up before I record the course. So I just embed this video there or in a summit. If I haven't recorded an interview yet and the summit started, but I got this last minute interview, I want the page set up. I want the person's name there, but I haven't got it. It's not there yet. So I've put a coming soon in. And this is just a little video I created in Canva that just with a coming soon logo. So, it takes 30 seconds to create that. Okay. So, but you can see I've got this organized nice and clean. Easy to move stuff around, easy to find stuff. When you get it to this granularity, you say, okay, I might list all my courses here now. And then inside the course, I've got the course videos and sales videos. And then I can come here and quickly find it. If I wanted to move, oh, this is actually a sales video, I can, of course, move it around to there. Okay. So that is the video drive. Pretty cool, but very easy. You could do it, and a lot of the big thing is just grabbing your videos, getting them up here. But if you get them organized things first, and you'll change this. I've changed things around. I've got now one that says sales pages and sales videos and things. So you're going to have your own system, but it's sometimes helpful just to kind of see how other people do it. Now we will see you in the next video where we're going to actually start customizing our videos.